Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Donaram.com podcast. I'm Adam, and of course, I'm sitting here like always, having a nice, cold, refreshing couple of them, Busch Light. If you tuned in last week, you heard our Mass Effect 1 podcast and Don and Beau's
Shepard,
Wrex. Excellent summation of the game. We're going to continue that on with Mass Effect 2.
Can't wait for a bit. I'm in the middle of some calibrations.
Headshot!
With that. All right.
Adam has never played any of the Mass Effect games, so all these
are going
right
over
my
my
his
head.
head. We're bad snipers. We did not spec for this.
This is literally just like classic Reddit fare. Like, there's nothing special going on. It's just, like, anyone that's actually played Mass Effect is groaning listening to this.
How do you meme that which does not know memes? I hate memes, by the way, but still.
As a Lego movie put it, he might be special because his mind was already so empty that it can't possibly be corrupted.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't play Mass Effect 2 in.
No.
So,
anyway, Mass Effect 2. If I got the summation of it from last time,
you just saved
Shepard died.
Shepard dies in Mass Effect 2. I do want to preface this. We're going to have a lot of fun today, but Mass Effect 2 is seriously easly in the top 10 games
of
all time.
Absolutely. There are very few games that I play. Mass Effect 2 is one of them.
No, and that's very true. Don knows a lot about video games, but he reads about them. He watches a lot of YouTube.
I watch Cody play them over his shoulder. I watch you lovely people play video games on YouTube to simulate that lost experience. But Mass Effect 2.
Cody mentioned to one of us earlier, by the way, that we talk about him a lot. What's going on, Cody? We know you're listening.
Cody.
Hey, Cody.
Hey, Cody. We love you.
You made this possible.
Can your mom please send cookies?
Oh my God! Or pizza. Ordering pizza.
Pizza rolls.
Believe that order.
Pizza rolls.
Okay, so yeah, kind of shot her wad there with the Shepard dying, but okay, tutorial mission. Hey, there's a ship over there. You know how? Last time Council said, you should really look into this whole climate change thing you brought us with. Saren, like, you keep saying it's real, we don't believe you. We're going to send you out on patrol.
And even if it is real, can we prove that it's human
really
made?
Prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that we are not about to die? Because until you do,
we're not doing anything about it.
We don't. It's not our problem.
God, this is extremely analogous to the situation of the world about 2 years after the game was released.
Yeah, it's like I said in the first. It's a time capsule of it's a society in transition in space. It is us transposed into space.
BioWare is a Tupperware can of crap sitting out in the sun for the past 5 years. But in 2010, brother, you knocked it out of the park. That's why they're so bad now. They put it all on Mass Effect 2.
Look, can you really blame them? I mean,
and Mass Effect 2 was the perfect apology for Dragon Age 2. Did Dragon Age 2 precede this one?
That is, I don't know. That is a neuron killing thought you just put in my head.
We have finally stopped Don in his tracks about talking about Mass Effect.
Much like the cold vacuum of space. It stopped neural activity. Almost. But my head is still intact. Cerberus found me. Somehow.
This is extremely topical.
Somehow. They brought me back. And they made me better. They did not put a control chip in me for some reason, which they later regretted, because I'm about to waste your time. So, Mass Effect 2, you wake up in a lab that is under attack.
Did you mention the Normandy blowing up?
Normandy blew up. Normandy also died. It will get better too. Is that good enough?
Yeah, ME2 Normandy.
That is...
Hey, I'm just trying to make sure we're doing the best we can do.
Okay,
Shepard.
So, wait a minute, I'm gonna... So you wake up naked in a Cerberus facility. Now, you played Mass Effect 1. Cerberus is... It keeps popping up, but it's not very plot significant.
You kind of have to dig for it in Mass Effect 1.
It is a human-first political organization. There is a terra firma party that's vaguely associated with them. Usually when you see them, mad science has gone awry.
Right, and they're very alt-righty characters. Kind of pathetic in how alt-right they appear.
You know, these Rachni, I bet if we release these things into the colonies, good things will happen. all the people who aren't like me will leave. Taxes will go down. I don't know what their plan was. It's not really elaborated on, but it's enemies for you to kill, and it's always related to Cerberus. And you wake up in the middle of one of their labs like, oh my god, gotta check my chest cavity for aliens. Okay, fine. All right, everything's intact. All right, there's my pistol. There's some armor. All right, let's shoot our way out. Hey, it's Kanye West. How about that? Like, oh, you woke up. Thank God.
And he's a biotic, so he's better, faster, stronger.
Yeah, he's not Kanye West. I can't remember his name. He's a cool character. I love him, but I don't remember his name because it's been a while since I've actually played a good game.
I don't remember half of these characters' names.
It took us a while to remember Caden, and I love Caden.
And Caden's actually pretty plot-centric, so...
Yeah, okay. So, he helps you, and like, wait a minute, you're with Cerberus. Are you, like, planning some diabolical science? No, I'm in marketing. So, you fight your way out of the space station, you meet Miranda, who is a stone-cold bitch, but she's also got, that 70s Bond girl aesthetic, that accent.
Oh, God, she really does.
She's a kind of fan-servicey...
Extremely fan. This was 2010. This was before
this is
we got
society in transition.
We live in a society.
In transition. Time capsule. Not good game. Important game.
But this is a good game.
This is a good game. This is the best game. Also important. You escape from this facility, and you get to meet the elusive man. And we're kind of silent here, but this is not as big as the Sovereign moment, but it is pretty important.
Because the voice.
This is Shepard.
Oh, and he's smoking. It's like 9,000 years in the future, and he's not vaping.
The techno music in the background. The sun, the star in the background, the techno at the floor.
The techno is kind of an important thing here because, like, Bond villains would be listening to classical music.
Yeah.
But in this time, Skrillex is classical music.
He swivels in a desk chair. I swivel in a desk chair. This is a relatable villain. Anyway.
And he has no desk, but yet a desk chair. And he's smoking when he knows he could vape.
Yeah. Well, okay. So
Martin Sheen.
Very.
Emilio's dad.
Emilio!
Yep.
So, Shepard, I'm glad to see our resurrection of you went well. Unfortunately, it bankrupted us. So, here's the thing. We brought you back for one singular purpose. Climate change is out there. And nobody believes us. You may look, and then at first Shepard's a little bit on guard. Look, Cerberus. Every time I encounter you guys, it's in the aftermath of a '90s cartoon. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have yet to show up at your escapades. Is what I'm saying. Yes, well,
actually, it is their escapades are very Captain Planet. Actually,
that's true. Yes, well...
Except they could just go to another planet.
Okay, look, if I'm gonna... Look, I'm not Look, I appreciate you admitting that Reapers are a threat, and that we need to reduce our carbon output. But, I'm going to need some ground rules here. I'm gonna need some info. I've been dead for 2 years? So...
I feel like it was, 2 years, yeah.
Okay, so that... All right, that time you replaced arable land on the planet with acid? Oh, that was a very unfortunate mix-up. That wasn't Cerberus, that was Kerberos with a K. It was absolutely
Mortal Kombat division.
Yeah, you see, they were also saying Heil Hitler while doing this. Oh yeah, you see, that's a dead giveaway. You see, I am actually a fascist, which is different. You see, and the person who developed fascism, she was a Jewish woman, a mistress of Mussolini. So clearly, I'm not a bad person. Okay, I'm a centrist. I'm a reasonable person, so I'm gonna let that stand. But I've got what about replacing the children of everyone on Orphanage Planet? with Folgers coffee. Yeah, but see, that was a stellar marketing campaign on my part. Unfortunately, my underlings did not execute it correctly, so the entire planet had to be purged. It was very unfortunate.
This is verbatim dialogue.
Yes. Yeah, if you don't believe...
He's quoting it perfectly.
I've got Wikipedia up right now. If you don't believe me, play the game and give BioWare your money, because they still deserve it. Okay, you've satisfied my concerns for the moment. I am willing to prioritize Reapers over cartoon villainy. Yeah, and yes, I just want to be very clear. I do not support the bad things that come to light about my organization. Especially the things that have my signature on them. Look, they're not all bad. Look, I've got, the Normandy, you remember the Normandy blew up? Here it is. It's bigger, badder, and Joker's here.
ME2 Normandy is the best Normandy. It's the only one with an elevator.
And listen to this soundtrack.
Oh, God.
Can you really argue with a Cerberus that gives you this?
And by the way, the Joker he brings back is fully Seth Green now.
Yep. So you go out and you get the crew, you get the band back together. You go and find Garrus, and he's grown up so much since you shot that Solarian in front of him.
Oh, Garrus! Getting Garrus is one of the best because you don't know it's him.
Yeah, he became you.
It's the
he
Archangel.
became Batman.
Archangel, yeah, and he's got the sniper position.
Yeah.
And what's really funny.
He's like you, only he sucks and his crew died.
No, what's really funny about the sniper position is they build it up like he's got the perfect sniper position in the world. You managed to break in, and he's like, "Yep, I could stay here for days." And the whole
oh God, Shepard, help me!
The whole central fight to it is the helicopter just flies up behind him and starts shooting at him. Like they could have done that the whole time.
Yeah, and they could have had half his face anytime they wanted. Anyway, you get Garrus, then you get all these other crazy characters. Look, we could talk all day about Mass Effect 2, and we probably are, off the podcast. But, major plot points. What is Mass Effect 2's story? Humans are disappearing, and that's why Cerberus cares. Why?
Mm-hmm.
What? Like, we know the Reapers, we know climate change is involved. But why humans? Why only humans? That's a new development. See, these collectors, agents of the Reapers, these weird insectoid things, they're hitting, we don't have any real countermeasure, and they're doing it in outlaw territory, which means the UN's not going to do anything about it.
Right, these are the terminus systems that in the first game, they wouldn't let Shepard take the Normandy to chase Saren because it could spark war.
Yeah.
These are not members of the UN. These are
renegade humans, Batarians, wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Yep, they will not...
and very cool settings. Libertarians, too. There's a libertarian Asari planet.
Oh, yep. The Red Dead Redemption planet.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is why you're willing to work with Cerberus, because they're the only people willing to back you financially, and frankly, it does make sense from Shepard's point of view, because he has seen beyond the veil. He's seen something that drove Saren insane even before he lost his mind. And, yeah, so he's going to go out there and try to figure out what's up. He does find out what's up. Because the collectors catch a human colony. I can't remember the name of the colony. It doesn't really matter, but you run into your old teammate there. Who is
Ashley or
Caden. And he's like the Alliance attaché. They're really not supposed to be there, but, it's just one person.
Right.
So you can set up a cannon and say, they did this themselves. They built this cannon out of corn. It's
Tater gun!
I don't care what the UN says. It's just one person. But they send out a bunch of weird bugs that paralyze everyone. It's actually quite horrific.
Yeah.
And you run into the collectors. And every now and again, one of them goes Super Saiyan. He doesn't seem to enjoy it that much. Some deep, very sexy voice assumes direct control.
Well, hello.
Assuming direct control.
It's Luther Vandross.
Preserve Shepard's body if possible. That is an actual line. That is a line.
Yeah.
That
is their goal.
Yeah, because you are valuable to them. And eventually you do get the guns back online and you drive them away, but still half the colony got nabbed. You report back to the elusive man, and he's like, "Oh, Shepard, congratulations on a successful mission." I'm sorry, he doesn't sound like that. Shepard, congratulations on a successful mission. It wasn't successful. I lost half the colony. It's better than an entire colony. And it's better than anything we've managed to do to date. And we've got some more intel. Yeah. God, so many goddamn good missions in this goddamn game. We cannot talk about it. This is impossible. But we're going to keep doing it because we love it and we love you. So.
But mostly the game.
Yeah. Now, every planet you visit is mostly personal because you have to build your band back together. You have to solve everyone's problems, but eventually you do go to a dead Reaper.
Oh.
That has been killed not by the Protheans, by an older, unnamed race. This was their last stand. They managed to kill one Reaper, which means, hey, you're already tied for second place. As of Mass Effect 2, humanity has already done as well as at least one alien has been.
That we know of.
Yeah. So they managed to kill or kind of cripple this Reaper. Cerberus like, hey, I bet we could do some stuff with this. So, you go to the elusive man like, I've got good news. We found her dead Reaper. Oh, that is good news. Yeah, we sent a team over there and they stopped responding. Oh boy, did they start breeding Rachni again? No, I don't know. Just go over there. It's in this weird brown dwarf. It's going to be really dangerous for you. But, Normandy can handle it. Just get in there and try to get the transponder beacon off that ship. That way we can use it to trick the collectors into letting us into their home base. And it's actually a pretty good plan, and it gives you an excuse to explore the innards of a dead Reaper, which is something, well, Saren got a live Reaper. We're basically a knockoff Saren at this point. We're not to his level of craziness yet, so we get to walk around a dead one. Which is still incredibly dangerous, as it turns out. Because everyone on there got indoctrinated by a dead god.
Right.
Very Cthulhu. Even a dead god can dream, is literally said in the game.
Right.
So everyone is a robot zombie, and it's actually kind of a terrifying, very unsettling behavior. All the characters that you could bring on there remark on like, yeah, this is kind of fucked, man. We should. This is bad.
Right.
This is just bad. Like, you bring the Solarian. Oh god, I'm gonna hate myself. What is his name?
I can sing the song by heart. Can't think.
I
of
am
the
the
name.
very model of a scientist Solarian.
Right. Hold up.
Yeah, he says have to bring scanners from Normandy. Great deal of. He enunciates.
Yes.
He does. You know how I talk fast? I'm not talking fast. I'm talking in awe and reverence. That is one of the. Those are the moments that tell a story. Anyway, enough of that. You find another cool. You find your last party member, unless you're modding. You find a Geth, a playable Geth, a sniper Geth with a hole in his chest.
One of my favorite characters in the whole game. Yeah.
And from him, you learn what the Geth really are. Turns out the Geth that followed Saren in 1, they were just one faction. And it turns out that the Geth don't really have a sense of individuality. Oh, wow, they're communists. They're completely alien. They don't know freedom. They don't know free will. That's actually not quite true. They just conceive of all that differently than us, and they're perfectly content with that. Legion is able to operate somewhat independently. He's a prototype, but he's still millions of programs, each with its own thoughts, perspectives, and he values your perspective because you have experiences he lacks. He values you in a very alien way, but it's enough for a working relationship. And as you talk to him, you realize, you're wearing my armor from when I died. Why is that? And he never really answers. He just kind of awkward. This little robot could be blushing. Because he is a fanboy, and he cannot say it because the Geth consensus does not recognize what a fanboy is. But that is exactly what...
It's a structural weakness.
That is exactly... Yeah. We don't use Windows. We just, like looking out into space sometimes.
That led to an extremely Reddit-level joke of, why do Geth use Linux? Because Windows are a structural weakness. And, like, everyone that makes that joke is so proud of themselves. Like, they picked their nice fedora before that night. Morden Solus, by the way.
Morden Solus.
Morden Solus.
Good character.
One of the actually another thing about Mass Effect 2. While we're on that, Legion, the character we just met, my favorite character in the game. But really this game is just chock full of great. Picking your team is one of the hardest things to do because you're like, whose dialogue do I want to hear? The mercenary.
Oh, Zaid
Masani. That is the best guy to visit on the Normandy.
Goddamn right. Made out like a bandit.
Hypertarians, they said. Cheap labor, they said. Goddamn terrorists, I said.
Tell me he drives a Jaguar.
No, the only thing he drives are bullets into the hearts of the people he's paid to kill.
He has a broken rifle that he waxes philosophic about.
Yep, and
I don't take Jessie into battle anymore. I had to retire about 5 years ago. Like she finally had enough blood and was ready to rest. Damn good rifle.
But Grunt just the one character I will say that is not as great as the other, still a great character. Grunt really just makes me miss Not Wrex.
No, but it's still it's Wrex. It's like it's Wrex.
Right. I do like Grunt. I do like him.
He's he does Grunt is a reason to meet Wrex and realize what he's up to because Wrex doesn't really join you, but he's a friend from the first game,
and you could only meet him if you
friend of the show.
You can only meet him in the second game if you didn't renegade him to death in the first game.
Yeah,
the renegade option is to kill him when you have your confrontation.
It's the objectively wrong option.
Right. By the way, that's something we didn't go over. The Krogan, the genophage. That's actually one of the more interesting things of the lore. Is so
it's a good reason to do it now because Morden Solus,
Right. Yeah. So. The genophage happens before the first game, and what the genophage is
it's one of the many wars the humans don't know anything about and don't really appreciate how dangerous the galaxy is.
So when it was the Rachni.
The
There's a huge Rachni.
The reason you don't go activating Mass Effect relays, by the way, is because occasionally it will open up a sector of space run by hyper-intelligent space bugs that just get everywhere.
And the only good bug is a dead bug.
And like the council races, they didn't have humans to throw at them as cannon fodder.
So they raised the Krogan.
Yeah, like they found
extremely.
There's a bunch of post-apocalyptic Battletoads on this planet. They breed really fast. What if we made it so their young don't die quite so much? Solarians, get on it. Right on you, shit. Right on it, Chief.
They go and the Krogans save the galaxy.
Yep, they do.
But then everyone's scared of them after that because they're too powerful. So
guys,
they literally make it to where they have like a 99% infant mortality
It's
rate.
not genocide. They're clearly reproducing.
It's just not working. Basically, and so
perfect target, optimal growth, like gardening.
So the
Direct
Krogan, so the Krogan, and this is a huge story point with Wrex in the first game, is the Krogan have basically had this horrible thing done to them to where like I mean it's they say the percentage, but it's like an obscene infant mortality rate.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
And
it's in their DNA, not their environment.
It's but Morden Solus does note that they are gradually evolving past it to the point where their birth rate improves. So they have to go back and redo it in secret to make sure that it's that 99% of the children die.
And it was the Solarians both times.
Yes.
Yes. So the Krogan really hate the Solarians.
Yeah.
I've never actually. I don't think I've ever actually taken Morden onto the Krogan homeworld.
I can't remember
because you go in Mass Effect 2.
Yeah. And it's very cool because Not Wrex, we get to see what Krogan society does. A post-apocalyptic Krogan society. Wrex in the first game, Wrex is like, look, there's not that many of us left, and what few of us are left are clinging to our guns and religion, basically, and killing each other and wasting our time when we really need to be shepherding our resources and reforming our society to fit this new paradigm. Mm-hmm. And in 2, he's basically done that. Worf from Star Trek is like, you abandoned many traditions to get your way. Dangerous. And then we are introduced to the moment. Worf gets a headbutt, and he recognizes that that universal health care just needs to happen.
Single payer or no?
Well, he stops opposing it openly, but he still believes. He still in his heart of hearts thinks that the conservative traditional way is the best, and that Krogans will totally get over this whole genocide and internecine warfare thing.
It's Krogan exceptionalism. They're able to overcome.
Yes. And Shepard, this is a great moment, and one of the things I really love about Mass Effect universe, the alien societies, they intermingle, they change. There is assimilation, but assimilation doesn't work in one direction. Not everyone adopts everyone's beliefs. The Hanar, the floating jellyfish, they really like our action movies, so they make Blasto. The Elcor love our Shakespeare. We love alien chicks. It is just... This is the future liberals want. Okay, but...
I know you hate memes, Don, but there's one in there. Just like
it really fucking is.
Mass Effect. This is the future liberals want.
Like, just like Star Trek is the future communist one, Mass Effect, it's gritty. It's not really perfect, but, alien chicks and multiculturalism.
But, alien chicks.
Alien chicks.
Multicultural. And the best sign of cultural respect you will ever see. Shepard shows how much he has grown since the first game, how much of a diplomat he has become from the single-minded, human-centric to the alien, open-minded, and practical. He is talking to the lore master on Tuchanka. And Worf, or one of his lackeys, is there. And you want to fight the worm? This is highly unorthodox. This lab-grown meat cannot be a Krogan. And you headbutt him. Not because you are a dick. Not because you're trying to prove anything.
Because you
respect
the Krogan way.
You know that this is important to the Krogan. You know that this is your way of expressing displeasure.
And you don't want to insult him,
And yes, the lore. What does the lore master say? Like, oh, this is highly unorthodox. He's like, I like this human. He understands. That is such a beautiful moment.
It is.
It is a teaching moment. It shows growth. That's the moment that tells a story.
Oh yeah, there's a game. That's a whole game.
And then
that's a whole game.
Yeah, you run into that Quarian chick, Tally.
Tally.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, Tally's fans are the creepiest ones.
We're not going to talk about her. You fix her problem. Her problem is entirely her own fault or that of her father. Let's just leave it at that.
Actually, the renegade way out of that loyalty mission is like one of my favorite moments in the game because you literally go in and basically shit all over this entire culture. You basically just knock their dicks in the dirt, and then you look at Tally and you're like, okay, they're gonna accept you back, but you're going away.
Okay. So Morton Solus, he sees firsthand that genocide may be wrong. And, it's just a great moment of character growth. He's going to hold that in his mind for the third game. And anyway, back to the main plot line. You finally get an in to the Collector's home base. But there's a problem. It's in the middle of the center of the goddamn galaxy, which is where black holes live, and not much else.
And they keep getting made because stars are constantly exploding.
Yeah. So, you need to explore the galaxy, buff up your ride. You need to go to the Turians who have cannibalized Sovereign's corpse and built some cool shit. You need to go to the Asari, buy some black market armor. You need to sort through all the emotional issues of your crew.
That's a real thing. You do have to...
you do need to...
Miranda has a sister.
You need to respect the feelings of those around you.
Mm-hmm. Even Jack. And that, brother, that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
That's a tough shell to crack.
Yeah. We could talk all night about about this game. We don't really have that much time. I mean, people are probably losing interest. So let's talk black holes, and ancient aliens.
And by the way, if you don't beef up your ship, everyone will die.
Yeah, and that is an actual ending. It's a legitimate ending.
Literally everyone dying.
Except for Joker, I think, survives.
Yep, Joker, Shepard can die. He doesn't canonically
It's
die.
not canonical.
But bait and switch. We got you.
Anyway.
Everyone's done listening.
Martin Sheen, he's like, Shepard, I really appreciate what all you've done. Are you sure you're ready to enter awesome space and kick off great... Like, it's not the best ending sequence in the series. That's pretty much the first game, let's be honest.
Yeah, the first game.
First game is amazing. It hasn't aged well play-wise, but it's so good.
Cinematically, it's better than 2's ending sequence, but 2 overall is the better cinematic.
You go through the forbidden mass relay.
Mm-hmm.
It works, but no one ever comes back from the other side.
Right.
And you're about to find out.
Stars are exploding.
Because like if you don't have the data from that Reaper, you don't know how to get to the one safe spot in the little zone there. So music picks up. Some of the best music in the game, best music in video gaming history. And first thing you run into, a debris field. A bunch of alien starships that don't look like goddamn anything.
Right.
Hundreds of thousands of civilizations. People who have lived, died, and been forgotten by the universe that doesn't really care. You sort through all that, you're immediately attacked by the collectors, but all your work starts paying off. All the characters that you've been sorting through, they step up.
Yep.
The ship you've been up-armoring, it steps up. The collectors that kicked your ass in the first part of the game, killed you, blew up your ship, you rock their shit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Then you manage to land on their home base, and then you just fight right to the core of it and start splitting up your team into different groups.
And if you don't do this right, they die.
Yes.
If you don't match people to their strengths according to what they do, they die.
It's a real shame because there are some really great line reads that come from giving people the wrong tasks.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, if you give Grunt, like, command of a certain mission that he's doomed to die in, he'll still be happy.
Sneaking through the tunnels, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, sneaking through the tunnels, I do remember that's Kasumi or Tally.
Yeah.
Those are the two you want to do that.
I think Legion can too, maybe.
Can Legion?
I don't know.
I know, and also for holding up the biotic field for walking through.
Yeah.
That's Jack or
Miranda can do it if you do her shit.
You have to. Right, that's another thing. If you didn't do loyalty missions, most of these people will fail.
Yeah.
Even at the task you want to do. So if you didn't say Miranda's little sister, like that's where her mind is.
Yeah, that's when she dies.
Yes, she's going to die.
It's actually one of the only ways she can die. She's so plot relevant.
Right. But Jack doesn't have a little sister, and if she did, she has
plenty of other issues.
Oh, tons of issues. She is covered in tattoos.
And then
it's awful. She literally is.
It's about the only thing she wears, really.
Not even hair. She shaves her head.
So it's a really fun mission.
Oh, God. Oh wow.
Yeah, she loves Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, it's very. This is very taboo in Southern Indiana. You can't walk around like that. I mean, topless is one thing. But hair is very important.
Honestly, my parents used to take me to the Indy 500 every year. Like, topless women, no problem. Like, the minute one shaves their head, like, every white man is so concerned. Like, whoa.
You can't swear at my fiancé.
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's actually very Southern. It's actually very un-Indiana to, like, confront someone about something you don't agree with. You just whisper to the person you're walking with, and...
well, Shepard's not going to be whispering because he's about to have his speech.
Oh, yeah, the speech.
Like, you can mix and match Paragon and Renegade line reads to get your perfect speech. It doesn't really matter. The point's the same. Look, we've been through some shit. You guys, I'm going to take 2 people with me on this platform. We're going to go into the middle of this, figure out what's there, and kill it. The rest of you are going to hold the line here. And there's some math here. Like, you need to leave a lot of strong characters behind.
Right.
So that there's some firepower to keep the squishy ones alive.
But this is the part you have the most freedom in selecting people. But you still do need to bear that in mind.
Like, it might help. If you're not certain, it might help to bring one of the squishy people alive, like Kasumi or Morton Solus. generally it's better to give Solus the job of escorting the colonists out if you do that fast enough.
Right, I always do that.
We completely forgot about the Normandy being boarded and Joker having to unshackle the AI that we also didn't talk about. But, you know.
Joker's got a bum leg, by the way. That's kind of one of the main points of this
He has a bum skeleton.
Oh, no, that's right.
Yeah.
It's a bone disease, yeah.
If he if a fist bump would kill him.
Right. So that's the big deal there. That's the tension there.
And, yeah. And, well, okay, so we've skipped that part, but you... Look, you played this. Come on, be honest with yourselves. You at least know about it.
It's one of the greatest games of all time.
This is Star Wars.
You don't play good games, Adam, so what are you talking about?
This is the Bible. This is something, if you are human, you know about.
No, I mean, Mass Effect...
It is an important game.
And this one happens to also be good.
It is a very good game. And I really do love this last gauntlet because I love the music, I love the set piece, I love the combat system. It all comes together. And then you get to the final boss, which some people consider a letdown. It's a human reaper under construction.
Right.
Which is a little weird, but you know, hell, we don't know what Sovereign was. Turns out reapers come from organic races that are like gene data. The cultural memory is stored in Reapers for some reason. That is kind of explained in the DLC more than anything in Mass Effect 3. Right. But, and
the game of Mass Effect 3, by the way, is hidden in DLC.
Yeah.
It's one of the most true criticisms of the game.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, like, okay, so apparently Sovereign was made of a society of Squidwards. Oh, my aching tentacles.
And that's why he hates the SpongeBob Reaper, because it comes out after his performance and sweeps up and claps for him.
Yeah!
By the way, that is the official Donoram favorite clip of SpongeBob.
The
Krusty Krab talent show.
Yeah, it is canon that Harbinger was made of SpongeBob race, and Sovereign was the second one.
It's the only thing everyone here at Donoram agrees on.
Plankton was not considered elevated enough, so he was just consigned to the dustbin of history.
Also known as the chum bucket.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the Human Reaper looks like a human. That's kind of written out. Turns out all the actual anatomical races are like hidden in the shell that always looks like a cuttlefish for some reason. But you have to fight this thing. It's a big boss fight. If you save the nuke launcher, it's not a big deal. But then comes a decision that seems like it's going to be more impactful because this is kind of a divisive moment, really. Do you save the station or destroy it, which was the original mission? Because the leader of Cerberus, who has a lot of Nazi friends, even though he's not even though my centrist instincts tell me to take him at his word that he is not a Nazi. He says, Shepard, we could use this space station to do some cool stuff. Like, yeah, and I agree with that statement in a vacuum, but it's a Nazi making it with a terrible track record of doing cool stuff in interesting places.
Actually, on a serious note, I forgot how prophetic that moment was.
Yeah.
For how much foreshadowing they were putting.
Like, it's not that important in Mass Effect 3, but it's still a very big moment into like how much Shepard is desperate to stop the Reapers. He knows just how hopeless the situation is. There is a small chance that this station holds the key to stopping them. Destroying it, yeah, that's a big deal.
Actually, hang on. You just mentioned there, Shepard knows the threat of the Reapers. We didn't mention the obelisk.
That is in the DLC.
No, the obelisk in the first one.
Oh, that's right.
It's the thing that sparks everything.
Mission. Oh yeah.
When you go
down,
beacons. The beacons. Yep. Shepard is actually given a vision of the destruction of the universe at the beginning.
And it reorients his brain to be like a Prothean.
Yeah.
Somehow. So that's why you're special.
So that's why Shepard is so desperate to stop the Reapers, is because
he's cursed with knowledge.
Only him and Saren saw this, which is another reason why Saren and him had so many of those. Like, hey man, like. How about that climate change? And Saren's like, hey man.
It's why it is why hardcore communist and a hardcore fascist can get along. Because, there's one thing they agree on, and it actually is very important. But, they're still mutually unable to share a room, and one of them is objectively wrong. So, and that's just the way it goes in this bitch of a universe.
One of them picks up a discarded cigar with his umbrella, and the odd couple.
So, you can blow up the space station, or you can spare it. I actually do think there is an argument for sparing it, because let's just face it, this is a space station at the center of the goddamn universe. That alone makes it interesting to view what the center of the universe looks like, the center of the galaxy. It also has information on the Reapers, and let's face it, if Cerberus did mess it up, they have a good track record of messing up, but we have a good track record of messing them up.
Right.
So we could always, whether you destroy it or not, that's up to you. Your choice is valid. But the game ends. There's a really exciting escape. If you do it right, everyone lives. Reapers are still coming, but you know more about them. And you've stopped their attempt to use the collectors to make another Reaper to attack the Citadel or whatever, to sidestep your thwarting them in the first game. You go back to Martin Sheen, and you kind of determine how Shepard and the Elusive Man are getting along. Is it, okay, this alliance, this little Molotov-Ribbentrop thing we've got going on, It was nice. I'm sure you appreciated the oil shipments. We really appreciated the reprieve. We wish you had kept to it just a little longer, but... Okay. So then that kind of sets it off. Martin Sheen, if you save the space station, pulls up a hologram of it, shakes some Chardonnay, and looks sexily at it. And the music in the background is so good.
It is.
It's so good. So good. And then like you have your little montage going through the Normandy. Everyone's moving crates around, getting ready for the big battle with the impossible enemy.
Right.
We're going to fight climate change. I am not using a gas-powered lifter. And Shepard stares defiantly through that big structural weakness in the Normandy, looks out into the stars, camera zooms out past the galaxy, bunch of cuttlefish. Just getting all up in the galaxy's business.
Climate change is gathering.
Climate change is gathering. And there is nothing we can do to stop it. DLC mission, you go and commit terrible atrocities against the Batarian terrorists. But admittedly, they decided to... It was really their fault for deciding to live in an area that was just going to be devastated by climate change. It was right in the trajectory of climate change coming in out of dark space. And unfortunately, Cerberus had put. Actually, I don't know if this was Cerberus. It was human scientists. Hey, look, we found a little spire. It's a Reaper thing. Oh yeah, you know that thing will probably indoctrinate your. Yeah, but we're taking precautions. Yeah, like Saren. Remember, Saren? Like he found that if you're being mind controlled, you turn stupid. We're not stupid. Look, we've got hand railings and everything.
All the OSHA guidelines are being followed here.
I love the DLC so much. It starts out as a rescue mission to rescue the scientist because that's like, oh, this is so much bigger than that. We found a Reaper artifact. That's why we're in Batarian space. So after you kill a bunch of innocent Batarians who were doing nothing wrong except for being part of an authoritarian regime, you go off to this asteroid and it's being primed as a weapon of mass destruction to destroy the mass relay in that system, which would destroy the star system and kill every Batarian there. Why would you do that? That's actually quite concerning. And then the scientists calmly, we have determined that this will be the first system that the Reapers hit, that climate change will hit. If it has access to the mass relay network, it will be everywhere. And we need to buy time to stop, and we need to buy a little bit more time. We need scorched earth, basically. And if the Batarians are in the way, well, that's their problem. Like, okay, I actually agree with you because we don't really have any other options. So why haven't you used this weapon of mass destruction yet? Why'd you have to wait for me? Your crew wasn't kidnapped. They were here.
Right.
Why were you so important? Well, you see, there's this really cool spire. Yeah. You talked about the spire. You keep talking about the spire. Why haven't you destroyed it? Well, we can learn so much. It sings to us. Okay. Back up.
That's when Saint Mizuki shows up. That's such a strange melody. Isn't it odd how music can make
Okay, there's you got like a launch button, right? Yeah. We could launch this thing anytime. We're totally in control here. Okay, I'm gonna go find this little button. I'm gonna launch it. Yeah, we can't let you do that. Why? Well, you see, you destroy the mass relay, and the Reapers wouldn't be able to get into the galaxy. Yeah, that's the point. That's why you built this thing. Yeah, that's why we built this thing. Why can't you do it?
Uh-oh!
Summon the guards! He's being unreasonable! This is a centrist base! He needs to respect our contradictory opinions. So yeah, there's a really cool holdout mission where if you're a really good player, you can hold out basically indefinitely. It's really empowering, but eventually they do just gas the room or whatever.
Right.
And you wake up like, oh man, he's really badass. So you fight your way to the button, you press the button, and like you try. Oh yeah, the Batarians. Hey Batarians, if you're listening to this, you need to evacuate everything you've ever known.
Yesterday.
Yes. Look, the bottom line: climate change is coming in 20 years. This meteor is coming in 20 minutes.
It's basically literally like we slow down climate change by just eradicating the entire population of the highest polluter.
Look, I'm not saying that efficiency standards are going to save us. I'm saying it might buy us 10 more times of habitable East Coast. And we need every year because we are the United Nations Galactic Council, they're just not ready. Then you finally get your last moment with Harbinger. It's only spoken line. He's like, yeah, hey, you know, I respect you. One day you will be part of a big gooey mass inside a cuttlefish.
No, yeah.
Over my dead body, I'll keep fighting you, whatever. And then
I
you
think you almost went Kennedy there.
Yeah.
Or Mayor Quimby. From the
Oh, yeah, yep. And it's Mass Effect 2 is a really great game. It doesn't really resolve much. It's just you learning more about just how screwed you are.
It's weird because literally every single aspect that everyone hated about The Last Jedi is true for Mass Effect 2.
But it's so fun.
Does nothing to advance the plot.
But we get to know so many cool people.
And actually, one of my biggest problems with Mass Effect 3 is you get to know all these really cool characters, and then they literally show up to slap hands with you in 3. Like, Zaid Masani? That was bullcrap what happened in 3. Even Jack. You just sort of like, hey, Jack, you grew some hair and became a teacher. You're doing all right, girl. You really turned it around. She still smokes, though. Still smokes.
Before we wrap this up, there's something that we didn't discuss for good reason. It was a scrapped idea. There was a plot point that was kind of raised by the Quarians. There is a dying sun that shouldn't be dying. That's terrifying. It doesn't have anything to do... It may have something to do with the Reapers. We don't know. It's a mystery. But there is some hint that using Mass Effect, this reality warping mineral that all commerce relies on, is causing stars to die faster. Maybe that's why the Reapers are coming in and exterminating life when they do. To keep the galaxy fertile. To stop climate change.
They're garden.
Anyway, that is not true. That is decidedly not true. They do it because they were told to at some point, and they never stopped.
And we never get any...
So one of the really cool, terrifying moments of Mass Effect 2 is kind of undercut, but still, it doesn't really take away from it, I don't think.
I don't think so. They were just trying on a lot of things. Like, Mass Effect 2 is one of those games that was extremely experimental and benefited from that. Like, you mentioned that this is one of the few games you've put more hours into than Morrowind.
Yeah.
And Morrowind's another game, extremely experimental. They did an entirely different setting for it. all that sort of thing. It was so I tend to enjoy these games where the developer was just like, hey, we had a lot of success with this last one. Let's just take a huge risk. And this one just paid off, and I think that's really cool.
And not to get too much into, we're going to try to wrap this up, but, throughout all the missions, you can be a renegade, and renegade is now Die Hard, basically.
Right.
It's punching people through windows. It's shooting explosions to kill gangsters. It's you being a rogue specter to the fullest extent. It's you basically becoming Saren, kind of.
Yeah.
It is a parallel. You become what you were fighting. You haven't fallen quite so far, but you understand the choices he kind of made.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that is just a really good game, really good theme, and it's just a really good time to play. You should play it.
The missions are just incredible. They're absolutely some of the best level design in video game history.
It's an important game.
I don't
That
think
was
I
awesome.
realized that it was this deep.
Oh, yeah.
You do have to, be cool.
Actually play it.
Actually, someone mentioned before that when Mass Effect came out, the first one, it was the most complete feeling universe that they've ever felt in a sci-fi work on its first effort.
You pass NPCs arguing about soda.
Like, I mean, when you play Mass Effect 1, when you go to the codex to read things, like it feels like Mass Effect, when you played the first game, it really felt like a universe that's been established for 10 years already. Like, it really felt like they've already BioWare put so much work into that, and it's just, I think what we're really asking is, BioWare, what happened, man? What happened? Like, you went from the most complete universe you could have possibly thought of to Anthem.
They're BioWarn.
The thing is, I don't play Anthem. I played Mass Effect 2, and I've still got a residual good feeling from thinking about it.
Right. It's
I can't stay mad.
And Don is the only one in this room that's played Andromeda.
And I like it. I like it for different reasons. It is a vaudeville act.
It's like $5 now on PSN. Should I buy it?
Get the if you can find a way to get it without patches, because if they fix the glitches, it won't be fun. Okay, there was a point where my character was being held captive by a villain, and the villain was like, "You're in a force field now. You can't get away." And then my character doesn't say anything. He has speaking lines, but the game breaks. His head cocks slightly. He T-poses and rises through the ceiling. And then the cutscene breaks, and I'm outside the force field. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the story thinks happened, but I know what happened. My character is Jesus.
But Mass Effect 2 is the best BioWare game of all time. I think I will go on record as saying that. And I'm looking at you, KOTOR. I'm looking right at you.
Oh, those are strong words.
Still say Mass Effect 2 is the better game. Don, would you agree?
KOTOR 2 is Obsidian, so yes.
Don prefers KOTOR 2 because, of course, it was the one that was broken more.
Yeah, it's broken. The ending has to be parsed through debris.
But yeah, that's you're going to ask for my closing thoughts. My closing thoughts, Mass Effect 2 is the best BioWare game of all time. I am including Baldur's Gate 2, and I am including KOTOR 1.
And Mass Effect 3 is a good game. It's got problems that are a little bit enunciated for what they are.
Mass Effect 3 is a good game, but it's not important.
Yeah.
At all.
On that note, stay tuned because we'll be getting to Mass Effect 3, and if it's as entertaining as these last two have been, should be a doozy, no matter if it was good or important. Anyway, Beau, Don, thank you. I'm Wrex. Join the conversation. Leave us a comment if you're liking what you hear and want to support the show. We also have a Patreon page as well. Otherwise, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.